So I guess I don't know. I guess what's going on with you besides like your injury right now?
Well, I'm doing good. What do you mean? What's going on?
I guess what do you do? That's what I want to know.
When it comes down to it, I'm just like a clown trying to make people laugh, and I'm doing it for spiritual reasons, and mostly spiritual reasons. I believe that love is a good message, but not just because. So I get attention. I'm a silly guy. I dance around in my underwear at Union Square right now, and did some dancing yesterday, and I did this move called the worm, and I injured my back. But anyway, a lot of people applauded for that, so I did make a lot of people happy. So I'm a guy who really believes in making people laugh, and it's a spiritual release, and my goal is to make the entire world laugh, because it's easy with all the technology these days. Anybody can go across the world without ever having to go across the world. Even if my back goes out on me or my body fails, I still feel like I can do it.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving up.
So like kind of you've been going across the world, right? Because like you've been, is it just me or have you been like kind of like been highlighted recently on the internet?
Yeah. Highlighted on the internet without any, without a main source. It was all
for a while now. I mean, every week it feels like there's like a new video that I see you in.
Oh yeah, now I'm making new videos because that's if there's I'm getting excited, so there's attention, so it's motivating and inspiring me, and I don't want to take it for granted. So I don't want to rely on some kind of company or organization. You work with whoever you got, and I have some people that I'm working with right now. We're all doing it for free. So
there's like a team behind you?
There's a subtle team right now, but we're getting to know each other more. So, we're just, so we're beginning to work together, and one of them likes to call himself on Instagram. He doesn't like his name, so he likes me to call him out as @userdeleted on Instagram. You could check out his work there. And then the other guy is Ronnie. I forgot his last name, but Ronnie, I didn't know Ronnie at first.
Yeah.
But he originally made that video, Words of Wisdom by an Unexpected Citizen. Did you see that one?
No. Which
video did you get to know?
The first time I saw you was in this like college video thing. I'm Schmacked. You familiar with that?
Oh, Schmacked.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess like I followed them on a couple things, so it came up, that video.
Yeah, homeless man.
Yeah. And you're obviously not homeless. We're sitting here in your apartment.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel when they? Does that matter to you or?
I don't. If people want to talk to me seriously, I tell them I'm a performance artist, clown, trying to make people laugh.
Sure.
But I tell them in a wacky way. And even if I get serious, people still think I'm off.
Yeah.
Just because, most of my life, people just thought I was off in general. Like, are you stoned or something? Are you homeless? What's wrong with you? You know? So I was like, I don't care anymore what people think. So I have this need to express myself in a way that's not normal, I guess.
Where are you from originally?
Originally I'm from New Jersey.
What part?
Bergenfield, Bergen County.
Okay, I'm from Waldwick.
Oh, no. Cool.
Yeah. I live in Westwood right now. but
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. That's not too far.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're a Jersey kid living in Brooklyn.
Right.
I don't know. Like, so when you growing up and stuff like that, this is what you wanted to be doing?
Yes, there was always this thing in me that I want to be a clown. I always wanted to make people
Yeah.
laugh. I always would be the kid that acted out just to get a laugh. I did this. A big moment was in high school. These kids, they said, "I'll give you $1 if you start flexing in front of these girls." And it was in gym class. It was intercession. And during intercession, that's when everybody chooses classes. So while we're waiting for everybody to go through the process, we're all sitting on these bleachers.
Yeah.
And so the girls are sitting on bleachers, and I started to take off my shirt and flex in front of them. And the next thing you know, everybody in the gym was laughing. And, it was silly. And then they threw money. A lot of kids threw their lunch money at me. And it was just a huge point in my life. So, I talked about it for years. And then I realized that you can't just do something like that. You got to take it as a work ethic, I guess, or you got to keep making appearances where you're trying to make people laugh. And eventually it took me, that was when I was in teenager years. It took me a while to realize that people are not going to spot you out and say, "We need you to do that and that or this." You actually have to do something with your life. You have to actually either you have to create events or you have to.
I always have like the mentality of like nobody's going to ever just come knocking on your door and be like, "You're great. Come with us."
That's a thing that I don't know. People trick people with. That never happens.
Yeah.
Never happens. Especially now with the technology, people are interested in, doing their own thing. So what you have to do in today's age, whatever your thing is, whether it's spiritual or it's a career or it's you really have to start making your own thing work. And when there's energy with that, people will naturally join you, So I've gotten a lot of attention recently. So naturally people they want to help out. So I want to keep, it's a good thing. It is making a lot of people laugh. And
yeah.
So I have to work with it and keep it going as long as I can, physically can. But the good thing is, that video went viral and it made a lot of people laugh. So that makes, in a way, I already made the entire world laugh.
Yeah.
But I'd love to take it to the next level. Like, what if you can make the entire world laugh repeatedly so hard that everybody's crying so much that as a result it boosts up love awareness.
Yeah.
That's possible. Anything's possible. Infinity is possible. So this is what I'm working on this summer, and maybe I'll have to do it another year. I want to do it until I succeed, and then what's next? Life is metaphysical, but you can only do so many things at once. It's a paradox. So I got to focus on. I'm focused on this project over and over again. And I wake up. It's the love portal. What is the love portal? Love portal means getting their portals, like their third eye. That's your portal. Like we're using our portal to communicate,
Yeah.
Our consciousness, which is our third eye. We're using it to communicate. So focused energy is gold. Whatever you focus on, that's like if you focus on money, that's what becomes money. It becomes money. It becomes worth something. If you focus on a person, it becomes that person. When you raise children, you focus your energy on your child. Your child's energy. You don't want to focus the child will die if it doesn't get the attention it needs.
Yeah.
Or it'll grow up being emotionally bad, poor, So Love portal is focus your attention on love. Love now. Love here now. It's simple, love here now. People want to make life complicated, but many of the answers to our questions is actually love. Why isn't my life working out? Probably because there's a lack of love flowing in and out through your life.
That makes sense. Right?
Don't ask me. Does it make sense to you?
It does. It does.
Yes, it makes sense.
Yeah. So how long have you been, like, I know it's like this year, I guess it's catching on, right? Or has it, or am I just haven't been paying attention? Or when did you start this?
I started this on and off 9 years performing on the street. Originally, I started on Bedford Avenue in Williamsburg. That was 8 years ago. But 9 years ago, I just did random experiments, nothing consistent. Finally, I got it. It made me realize that yes, you do have to like repeat a name to people. You do have to. You do have to work with the system that you don't want to get trapped into. Yeah. To create what you have to work into it a certain extent. And then maybe when it's working, maybe you can the hope is that I'll be able to take steps back and maybe other people will do the work for me. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the goal for anybody. Yeah. And then I could just focus on doing the work, which is performing, making more people laugh, interacting with people. I use the Facebook right now, and I'm interacting with people, and that's how we had this meeting today. So I have to look on there, see if there's these things. They spread the message, on the internet, like random people that you wouldn't know now get interested in what I'm doing and what you're doing, because I'm going to post this on my Facebook, you're going to post it on yours or your website, and people will learn about your show, and people will learn about. I mean, but when it comes down to it, we're all here doing something, and yes, it is all spiritual. I mean, you can't get away from the spiritual if you just see it as a capitalistic venture with no soul, and you're not going to be happy with your whatever you're doing, whether it be a business, spiritual. I mean, it all, at the end of the day, it's an everything. It's an everything thing. Yeah. It's your metaphysical way of being. It's your, you want it to work, or not. I mean, maybe that's just nuts for people. I want it to work, so I'm in this mode that I'm doing the best I can to make it work. Yeah. Now, it's more of a personal question. Is this like your income as well? Right now, this month, it's been working out that way. Yeah. But the past months, I mean, this season, I've been able not to worry about video. My main income is video editing. Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay. But cool. Right now it's not. Yeah. Because I got a grant from Franklin Furnace. It's an independent organization, so they gave me enough money to perform on the street until fall. Wow. Yeah. And I'm also, I'm getting donations. And I don't want to edit anymore. I don't want to do. All right. I'm like anybody. I don't want to do the job that's taxing on my body. Mm-hmm. Like sitting on that chair, looking through all that footage, the radiation, it's not, computers aren't healthy. No. And it's funny, and here I am. I am kind of getting sucked on the computer again because of the Facebook, the messages, the email. Yeah. And the funny thing is the project is not about the internet, but I need it to help me to a certain extent. The project is about bringing life back to the outside world. Yeah. So maybe when the project works, maybe I'll just destroy the internet. I don't know, or maybe I'll get maybe somebody else who can do it a lot better than I can will do it for me or not.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever happens, I will continue to maintain making people laugh.
Okay.
If my body falls apart, then I'll make films again. Easy films. I'll do pranks and easy, I'll just produce. It makes me feel good to make people laugh. It makes me feel different than the average person. Too many people are not fulfilling their heart or their spirit or their soul. They're listening to what other, I'm not going to say capitalism, I'm going to say authority, or what they think authority is. They're listening to their news feed on Facebook or something.
Yeah. It's addictive. That's something I always say. Like, I have to stop looking at it. I posted like a tweet the other day. I said I was just searching for something on the news feed, like thinking I was going to find something, and I'm not going to find anything. Like, there's no answer on it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's addictive.
Yeah.
Right. It's addictive. So,
have you thought about like you wear a Speedo when you go out?
Yeah.
Have you thought about what you're going to do when it starts getting cold here in the city? Do people ask you that? I feel like I just felt like a news anchor there. Like, so what are you going to do when you
No, people ask that. A, I'll either go on tour.
Yeah.
Or B, I'll stay here and try to go get somebody who could book me on shows.
Yeah.
In New York.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'll see what happens. I'll see. I don't know.
What else was I going to say? So, like you said, it was a project. Like you called it a project and stuff like that. And I've been to your website and I saw there's some other projects that you've done. Is it like what are some of the other things that you've done? I guess, are they any relation to this project?
I've done films. I have a lot of short films. I stopped doing them because they're a lot of money, and I figured if I become a persona, then people will become interested and invest in my projects when I start doing films. So that's what I've been doing before that. And I've always been performing on the street on and off. That's it. Mostly performance art, performing at venues, and film. And then whatever I read, about love and mythology. The Trickster is a big character in my life.
What's the Trickster?
Trickster is the in-between thing between what's wrong and right, what's heaven and hell, what's manifested and what's unmanifested. It's between that part of your brain, like the Trickster is the guy that confuses you and when the system becomes too strict, the Trickster is there to wake you up and show you the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
But the Trickster is never that side or this side. It just keeps going back and forth. Also, he's reflected as the gatekeeper. He's at the gate. He controls who goes through to the other side, to the spiritual magic side or whatever. In Greek mythology, it was Hermes. He had access to both worlds. I forget what the coyotes considered the Trickster in Native American mythology.
So it's like this is your villain.
What do you mean the villain?
Is it like the villain?
Trickster's not the villain.
Oh,
Trickster's not a villain or a hero.
okay.
But he is a hero because he opens people's mind to another way of being.
All right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I do when I'm performing at Union Square. I try to embody the trickster. Trickster is also considered a clown. Clown is like a trickster. He's just showing you that your way of thinking is not the only way there is. If you're caught up in this, it's somebody who wakes people up.
Okay.
Do you understand? Why would you say villain?
Because you were saying he's the gatekeeper. Like I figured, like he wasn't letting people in. He's trying to trick you into.
No. He's a gate. I mean, he's at the crossroads. He's in the middle. I don't know. He lets people in. He lets people out. I don't. But he has access. He always has access.
So recently, I saw there was a video. You went into an Apple store.
Yeah, I went in an Apple store. I was on the. Yeah, what about that?
Was that something that was like you were planning to go in there? Was it something like you just let's just go in or?
I was. It was moderately planned. We had a meeting, and then we had a plan. It was a project with Ronnie and User Deleted, and this guy named Bill Ottman and Andy Culp. So we all planned and the plan was it was a bathroom on the third floor, so I would switch, and we tried to get a sound recording out of my Speedo. We actually put a mic in my Speedo, a wireless mic, but it didn't record sound, and but we had like 5 people in the room recording with their iPhone, and we actually tried to use the equipment on the first floor, the Apple's own equipment to record the thing. So I went and I just talked about love, and we knew that a security guard was going to stop me, and his reaction was what we're going for, and the guy let me hug him.
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
He hugged you out of the place.
Because that's something that shifts perception too. You think that everybody in the Apple store is dead or doesn't care or whatever, but the security guard showed that it didn't matter if he was an Apple employee or not. He's a person. He's an individual. He showed that not everybody. We can't get in the habit of thinking that everybody is unhappy, miserable. You're living in a world of apathy. Don't get in that habit. See that there's people that are here that will open up to your love.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that a lot.
What?
Like I think everybody's miserable.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. Don't do that. Think about all the people that you can get together that will get excited and whatever kind of. Don't give up. You know what I mean? Like, I did this show called Circus of Dreams, and in the beginning it was hard to get an audience and get people excited. It's an organic thing. Eventually, people came, and now I have somebody else to help me, and now the show packs the house. And now everybody gets excited. So don't ever give up. People give up. They are impatient. Things take a while to grow.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't ever give up. Don't give up on your show if that's what you want to do. Don't give up on what you want to do. This project has been taking me on and off for 9 years, and I went through a lot of pain. I go through a lot of pain. My knees went out, my ankle went out, my back went out. I'm frustrated about it. I almost want to give up sometimes, but most is, that's just my head going through the emotions. Don't ever give up. that's the lesson I learned, because if you give up and you're physically and mentally defeated, and you just, you give up and you keep repeating the physical, and you just become more, you just become sicker.
Yeah.
You don't know how many times you live. Don't ever, don't give up. Infinity is possible in all directions of our life. That's why I tell people to love here now. Love is always here. It's always here. Unfortunately, so is fear, but it's a paradox. If you believe in love, that's all you'll see, and yeah, of course, it's not an easy fix. It takes a while to grow love in your life. But at the same time, it's, the fear is here for a reason. The pain and suffering is here to remind you that you want to live a life of love, You don't, a lot of people, they get stuck in despair and depression, and they just stay there.
Yeah.
They get convinced they're stuck there forever. I was 10 years ago, I was like that.
Were you depressed? Do you have depression?
Now I just have depression as a normal part of life,
Well, what do you mean by that? Like
some days you're unhappy, sometimes you're happy. You know what I mean? But before I was holding on to I was clinging on to the depression. Like it was that I would never be happy. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a belief, because if you block your mind into thinking you'll never be happy, it's my depression and stuff, you're trapping yourself. Maybe, yes, there are a few people that have this clinical disorder. There are a few people that have ADD, but there are way too many people that believe they have depression and there's no way out.
Okay.
You got to figure, even someone who's very, very depressed, they still got to work with their mind, and they have to use their mind and body to heal themselves, I guess, with the medication or whatever. But you can't, we are here to teach people not to have the give up mentality. Doctors and too many people are like, oh, you have that. I'm sorry. There's nothing that can be done. Mm-hmm. You can't have that mentality. It's just a mentality that says, I'm alive. I only live once as far as I know, but on this planet, you might as well give up.
So what do you do when you're feeling down? Like, what do you...
I say to myself, fear is an illusion. Love is the only thing that's real. This will pass too. This will pass.
I like that. So going back to like the security guard kicking you out of the Apple store. Have you been arrested doing this?
No, I've just been interacting with cops.
Yeah. What do they seem to think about it?
They probably see me as a hindrance because they don't want to be doing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But legally, I'm allowed to do what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So I just have to remind the cops I'm allowed to do it. And then if nobody's videotaping, I'll bring out my video camera. Look, don't harass me. I'm allowed, and people usually crowd when a cop interacts with me.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. People are scared of cops. Don't be scared of cops. Don't ever be scared of cops. You'll have to deal with them. And you choose your battles when you want to stand for your rights, or when the cop says, just go. You can go. Mm-hmm. But most of the time I'd say, don't go. Interact, have a conversation with the cop. Treat him like a person. Hopefully he'll treat you like a person. Not all cops are people too. Not all cops are mean, and not all cops are nice. They're just people. It's bad to think that they're cops are somebody else, because they are just working for a paycheck to raise a family, or what they got to pay the rent too. You just have to ignore it. You just have to see them as a person.
Yeah.
Life is here to be experienced. You have to experience working with authority, and not be scared of them.
Yeah. So, like, you said, like, people, like, crowd around you and stuff like that. Like, people come out to these shows, stuff. It looks like you post the dates on when you're going to be places.
Yeah.
Do people, like, they come out and see you perform?
Yeah, just yesterday.
Do you have, like, fans now?
Yeah, now I have fans. Now I have people telling me that I made them laugh so hard that it's awakened them. It's awakened. The message is cosmic, I want to tell people that you could do this too. You could do what I'm doing. I am unique, but the thing that makes me most unique is that I'm consistent. I keep repeating the process. You could do this. You can repeat the process. Especially the people that can really heal the world is the children. The children. It's up to the children. It's up to the adults to tell the children that they have the power. So if the message goes big, I will keep reminding that you could do this, that you're important. Like, don't let children think, when I was growing up, I thought I was not unimportant. I was wasting people's time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just shriveled up in my room, in my house, when I was a teenager. Can we pause this for a second?
Yeah, sure.
You pause it right now?
Yeah.
I told the refrigerator guy to come right now.
As Mr. Silver is on the phone with the refrigerator repairman, let me take the opportunity to tell you about the latest t-shirt release from Pop Cultivation, shirtsicle.com. Head over to shirtsicle.com and check out the latest tee, The Kicking Wizard, inspired by the popular wrestling podcast, The Shining Wizards. Go check them out. The Kicking Wizard is available now. Matt Bowman, former Pop Cultivation guest, also one of the hosts of the Shining Wizards podcast, posted a picture yesterday. He ordered his, he got his, and he took a picture in it. Now you can do the same. Head over to shirtsicle.com/popcultivation and check out the 4 different shirts. I like doing this, and you buying the shirt will help support me doing this. Okay, back to my conversation with Matthew Silver.
Well, what was I just talking about? I was talking about that you're important, that children... Judgment. Stop judging. The purpose of my experiment, one big thing is, the biggest purpose is to make people laugh, but the message, comes metaphysically, and the bigger message is that stop, don't judge people and don't judge yourself.
Yeah.
Judging affects the mental disease. You want people to feel free to do stuff that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would have started this way earlier because I felt stupid. People's energy has carried on to me. I took them way too seriously. Now I'm awakened, I'm reawakened. You never take anything personally. You never make assumptions. Always do your best and be impeccable with your word. This is from the 4 agreements from that book. And
I've heard of that.
This is great advice. Keep it simple, Love here now. Keep it simple. And then never take anything personally. And that's how we can rise above it. But for now, we should teach adults not to teach children to judge.
Yeah.
Don't judge others and judge yourself. Because if for some people, it becomes this obsession, this disease, and they get disorders like depression or narcissism or schizophrenia or I don't know, just problems growing up, and not a person doesn't blossom, doesn't become all they can be. We're here to discover ourselves and discover the universe. Unfortunately, we have to accept the way it is, though. I accept the way it is. You have to accept the way it is. It's not 100% great yet, but that shouldn't stop you from doing your thing. Shouldn't stop you. If you want to entertain people, to spread love, to make people laugh, to make them feel good inside, to create an emotional response, to do it. Doesn't matter if there's all these performers already doing it. You can do it too. You can have a piece of the pie or whatever. You can do it and you'll get response. You're important. Everybody is.
Yeah.
But if you don't believe everything is rooted in you. If you don't believe you're important, then forget about it. If you think you're the shit of the world, then forget about it. If you are in the habit of being depressed and you think you're the shit of the world, but you know you are important, there's another belief in you that you know that is important, then it's up to you to get to that point where you believe every morning when you wake up, you're important. It's a shift of focus, shift on when you feel that you're at your best. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nobody
needs to read. You read these books, and you know, I mean, this is advice from all these books. So, but you can only, like, reading a book doesn't necessarily heal you. It's the process that heals you.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. Do your thing. Do your thing now. Don't let judgment affect your decisions about being an artist. Your parents will judge you and say, you need to get a job or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm done with that.
Well, I don't know. I guess I didn't expect that to get so deep.
Well, yeah, you know, everything we do is deep.
Yeah.
Our lives are deeper.
I guess sometimes we don't let it get deep.
We don't let it get deep, but we should. We should see our lives, like, wherever you work, wherever you interact with people the most, that's your church.
Yeah.
That's your place to spread love. This is our place to spread love. Mm-hmm. You're spreading among me. I'm spreading among you. Mm-hmm. We're talking, listening. This is love.
What if you feel like the people around you aren't the best influences?
Then it's up to you. You have to do your research. You have to find people. You have to make an effort to find the right environment. You have to do the research to find the right environment, and you have to do your research to create the right environment. It's a mixture of both. It's a yin and yang.
Yeah.
You have to do both because people are always changing, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're in an environment that is not happy, and you can't get away from it from the moment, you have to do your best to inspire some kind of change. But most of the time that's hard. So you have to do your research to find the people that are open to changing to the new paradigm shift, to have more love in your heart. I'm not the only one, you know. It's up to us to connect to those people and to spread the message. It is a message of love. And a lot, you know, I'm not the only one. A lot of people do it in their music. You know? So don't give up.
Yeah. So thank you for talking to me.
Yeah.
If people want to, I guess, reach out to you, want to see you perform, where do you usually send them to?
maninwhitedress.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll see all the connections to all my social media on there.
Yeah.
But Man in White Dress is my main page. And then YouTube is my second main page. And then I use Facebook to announce when Facebook and Instagram and Twitter to announce when I'm performing on the street.
Yeah.
And shows, of course.
Nice. Very cool, man.
Very cool.
All right. Love, right?
Love.
Love.
I love you.
Love you too, man.